It's your boy Sir Wednesday, live here at Wizard World, Cleveland. When I'm not out here looking like a sexy cheeseburger, I'm interviewing voice actor extraordinaire and comedian Phil LaMarr. Phil, big fan of everything you've done. I just want to ask a couple of things about your career and how it got you this far. How did you get started in voice acting? That's one.
I didn't. No, I was working as an actor. I was doing sitcoms, I did Mad TV, and then I started doing cartoons. So to me, it's all the same. It's a question of what job you get paid for. When I got hired for a cartoon, I became a voice actor.
What was it like working with Quentin Tarantino on Pulp Fiction?
It was great. It was the best set I've been on to this, going on 30 years. Everybody read that amazing script, knew it was going to be great, so everybody wanted to be there, which always makes for a great workplace.
How far along into reading the script did you know that you were your character was gonna expire?
When I got to the part where my brains got blown out.
You're like, oh, that's it for me. And that was the end of the workday. Oh man, you were on two of the most nearest and dearest to my heart. Played two of the most pivotal characters in animation. When there was a lack of representation, you played both Virgil and Jon Stewart. What was it like being the lead of a person of color in an animated programming? How did that make you feel when you were doing it?
Well, I mean, at that time, the early 2000s, diversity and representation were not buzzwords. But we knew the significance because we knew that Static Shock was the first series with an African-American teen superhero. I mean, I'm trying to think if there was ever even a, adult African-American superhero who had his own show. I'm not sure, but I couldn't remember one growing up, So we knew the significance, but the great thing was it wasn't about that. It wasn't about, I am black. It wasn't Black Static. It was the fact that this is this kid telling his story. I mean, to me, it's the same thing that I loved, about Spider-Verse. It was real, it was true, but it also wasn't about it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely do. Definitely do. Oh man. Didn't you also do an episode when you were both Green Lantern and Virgil at one point? How was that? That must have been. Was it about the same type of work schedule, or was it like very busy at that time?
Well, I mean, we recorded the same episode, and I definitely felt like at the time that the writers wrote that as like a personal challenge. I'm like, oh geez, really guys, really? Because there's also in that episode two versions of Jon Stewart. There's a Sinestro pretending to be Jon Stewart. So I'm like, okay, so I got to do Static, and I got to do Jon Stewart, but then I got to do evil Jon Stewart, who's got to sound some kind of way different than regular. I'm like, wow, okay, let's do some heavy lifting.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. LaMarr. I heard on the weather that there was a chance of participation. Do you know what that means in layman's terms for the viewers that don't know?
It's raining sideways.
Thank you so much, Phil LaMarr. I appreciate you. Once again, it's been a pleasure. It's your boy, Sir Wednesday, True Story World Podcast, live from Wizard World, Cleveland. Peace out.
Oh, that's good.